As we turn the calendar onto a new year, it's time to get ready for tax returns. To tell us about ways to get help with filling out the forms and getting tax credits is the Director of Boston Tax Help, Mimi Turchinetz. Thank you very much for being with us, Mimi.
Sure. Thank you, Chris, for having me on.
The first thing we got to start out with is about what people have to think about with the federal government being shut down, or at least partially shut down. Does this make any difference with taxes?
I think that at the end of the day, it's not going to make that much difference. As everybody knows, the government is partially shut down. The IRS has been furloughed. They're sending people back to work, and they have been working in some of the service centers throughout this whole time. We anticipate that if we are to believe the IRS, and I think that we should, we trust the IRS. We like the IRS, especially our partners there called SPEC. So they're telling us that tax season will start. Tax season is starting, and electronic filing will commence on January the 28th, and that filers will, in fact, receive their refunds, and that there shouldn't be much of a delay.
The reason we do these segments every year is there are many people in the country who don't make a whole lot of money, and
right.
maybe they don't even really have to file
right.
tax returns.
Right.
But if they don't, I guess they might be missing something.
Right. So a significant part of the reason that we started this tax coalition under the former mayor, and then have been able to really expand it under Mayor Marty Walsh, and this is the Boston Tax Help Coalition. So it's a partnership of community-based organizations and municipal government and regulators and the IRS and the FDIC and the Fed and a whole host of other organizations that come together throughout the year to make sure that low and moderate income tax filers maximize their tax returns, maximize their income, get the credits that they deserve. So that includes the earned income tax credit and the child tax credit and then the other tax credits. Yes, it's true that if you are eligible for the earned income tax credit, you should file a tax return. It is often the case that you may not have tax liability. So if you're not sure, you should get yourself into one of our 30 tax sites across the city. The earned income credit is the best anti-poverty component left in the federal government. Folks can make upwards of $6,000 on an individual tax return with that credit, and then that on top of their tax refund, and then with the state EIC is another 30%. So you can get a pretty significant lump sum when you're getting your earned income credit.
Pretty good meaning what? How would you put that maybe in terms of either a household or thousands of dollars?
So a household of 3 that is. So the way that the EITC is it's a bell curve, and so at the top of the curve are people making $24,000 to $30,000 a year. So if you were a family of 3 and a married couple, you could get at maximum $6,000 plus a little bit of change from the earned income credit. You could then potentially get $1,000, $2,000 from your refund, and then you could get 30% of that from the state EIC. So $8,000, $9,000, right? I mean, if you still can go back 3 years, and so people, if they haven't filed, could triple that. The average refund is about $1,500 to $2,000.
A lot of viewers, of course, don't look forward to filling out the forms, and
right.
a lot of them want some help. They need some help.
Right.
Talk about how you can do that for free for people.
So what we have is, like I said, it's a tax coalition. We're citywide. We have community-based partners, as well as the Roxbury Center for Financial Empowerment, which is part of the city's financial opportunity center network. And we provide free tax preparation. We have 500 volunteers that we train and certified. They're IRS certified. Folks are doing free tax preparation at these centers starting next week and going all the way until the middle of April, so April the 18th this year. We provide free tax preparation, electronic filed by a certified volunteer preparer, Monday through Thursdays, some places on Fridays, and then all day Saturday in every neighborhood of the city where there's the ability to work collaboratively with a partner. And we're also doing the financial checkup at the tax sites, which is providing a one-on-one credit check-in, running a credit report and getting a one-year plan. And then in some of the sites, we also have banking access. So we have something called Bank On, where we have banking partners and the City of Boston Credit Union opening accounts for folks who are unbanked or underbanked.
This is Beyond the News, and we're talking with Mimi Turchinetz from the Boston Tax Help Coalition. Maybe another thing that people often do is if they're really challenged by filling out the forms, they'll go to a tax help business,
right,
and they'll be going in there also because they want a quick refund.
Right.
Why not?
Well, I mean, I think the reason why not is because it costs a lot of money. So if you go in to get what's called a refund anticipation loan, you could be paying upwards of $300, $400 for that. So that's lopped off of your tax return. The thing that has happened, you asked this question earlier about what is the impact on the new tax reform. And so one of the major impacts of the new tax bill that they passed in Congress is that they broke out the tax return forms, and so instead of just having a 1040, they've got a 1040 short form, and then they've added all these additional forms. Now, I don't know about you, but the last time I went to an H&R Block or a paid preparer, they charged per form. So we're very concerned for our taxpayers that if they rush to H&R Block, instead of having it cost them $200, it may cost them $500. So we think that in some ways this tax reform bill is going to be a benefit to the paid preparers and not a benefit to the taxpayers.
We should mention that if people want to get some free tax help, I know that there are going to be some hours probably on nights or weekends and
yes,
different places around the city. So if people want to book some time, do they have to do that, actually make an appointment, or just show up whenever they want?
So in some of our sites are appointment only, and some of them are walk-in. So the Roxbury Center for Financial Empowerment, the Codman Square Health Center, Dorchester House, and Urban Edge are the largest sites, and they are walk-in sites. So you can go to those sites either Tuesday, Thursday. They're really open Monday through Thursday, and then Saturdays. And those are the ones that you can walk into. The Action for Boston Community Development sites are appointment only. We have a site in Bunker Hill Development in Charlestown that's walk-in and appointment only. NOAA in East Boston is appointment only. So we have a flyer. The information is on the flyer. You can also go to bostontaxhelp.org, which will have all the tax sites, the phone numbers, how to get in touch with people there, and hours, and that should help people.
Thank you very much for being with us.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me.
Mimi Turchinetz from Boston Tax Help.